Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 3. 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 Hi Dila, can you hear me now? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hi guys. Hi guys, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths. We are conducting a free Kahoot game in a while. Alright, so we are actually conducting a free O-level live lesson today. And yeah, if you are here, can you guys share this with as many people as you can? Hi Dila, can you hear me? Testing 1 2 3. Hi guys, if you can hear me, can you give me can you spam the like button? Nice, thank you Dila so much for your response. Hi guys, if you're online, if you're here, can you guys tap the like button and share this with as many people as you can? Okay, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we are actually going to do a free live lesson. We will be covering the 2020 e-maths paper. It's an actual. It was a previous paper done in 2020. I will be doing questions 9 to 16. Okay, from the 2020 paper 1 today. Okay, so we'll be playing the Kahoot game in a while. Okay, but before we go there, okay, can you guys share the live stream with as many people as you can? Okay, our target audience would be the O-level students. Alright, so if you're already here and you're waiting for the rest, okay, why not just log in into the Kahoot? The game pin is 5144952. Oh, today we're starting early. Okay, now we're shifting the time. From today onwards, we're actually moving to this timing of 4:30 to 5:30 every Sunday. Yeah, she's with me here. Coach Shahira is here as well. I'm actually at the Jurong East Center today. Okay, hi guys. I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths. If you are here and you're viewing, we'll be conducting a free live stream today, whereby we will actually be going through the 2020 e-math paper 1. Alright, so if you are here, don't wait any further. Go into Kahoot and join us in the game. Alright, we'll be covering the 2020 e-math paper 1 questions 9 all the way to question 16. Alright, so if you guys are here, how are you guys doing? Okay, maybe we are waiting for the others to join in. Can you guys share how are you guys doing? I think this is week 4 in school, right? It's week 3 of Hari Raya. I think some people are still going around visiting. Yeah, how are you, Dila? Oh, Coach Shahira says hi to you. Okay, hi friends. Okay, hi, we have 5 players here. Okay, good. Now, guys, I need you guys to do me a favor. Alright, spam the like button. Okay, because today we'll be going through a past year paper. Today we'll be covering e-math concepts. Like what will we be going through? Okay, I remember algebra. We'll be going through a bit of set notation, a bit of, which other topics are we going through? Can't remember. Okay, we're going through set notation, we're going through algebra, and a few others. Okay, so we're going through quite a bit of topics here. Alright, it will be a good revision for those of you who are preparing for your O-level exams this year. Okay, so for all our Sec 4 and Sec 5 friends, okay, do share this with your friends so that more people benefit from this live stream here. Okay, yeah, how's everyone doing, guys? Okay, we have 8 players at the moment. Okay, guys, and then, yeah, don't forget, guys, oh yeah, I forgot my voucher. Can you help me get a voucher? Sorry. Okay, yeah, so we'll be playing for a $10 voucher, guys. So as usual, the big idea is to do a revision of your mathematics concept. Okay, but at the same time, okay, as an incentive, right, we are also giving out a $10 voucher. So sorry, today I don't have my $10 voucher with me. Alright, but we'll be giving out a $10 voucher to the winner of our Kahoot game. Okay, so the fastest and most accurate person to actually complete this Kahoot game, right, will actually win yourself a $10 popular voucher. Alright, hi guys. Okay, good. Hi. So if you're still on, yep. Okay, I'm gonna start the game soon, but can I get more likes? Can I get more shares? Okay, can you guys share this with as many people as you can? Okay, I'll be starting the game in very soon, in about 3 to 4 minutes time. Okay, but I need you guys to spam the like button and share so that more people can benefit from this live sharing, from this free sharing, free live stream here. Thank you so much for sharing the live, me love. Alright, thanks you so much, Y, for sharing. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, hi guys, for those of you who just arrived, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we'll be doing the 2020 E-Math Paper 1. We'll be covering questions 9 to 16. There are altogether, if I remember correctly, there will be 13 parts in all. We'll be going through the 13 questions to this Kahoot game. Alright, Primary 6 can join. It might be a little bit challenging for you, okay, but if you want to join in and then see what you'll be doing in future, right, in your secondary school math education, you can also join us. Okay, Ken? Alright, thank you so much guys for liking and sharing this live. We really appreciate it. Okay, now yeah, so for those of you who haven't joined the Kahoot game, right, the game pin is 5144952. Alright, so there would be a $10 voucher waiting for you, okay, if you are the fastest and most accurate participant for the game. Alright, so we're looking at the 2020 questions today from paper 1, questions 9 to 16. Okay? Milaf, no worries. You can still join us and see how much you still remember from your secondary school math days. Okay? So are you guys ready for me to start? If you are, can you guys type in the comment, Coach, I'm ready, or just put ready will do. Okay, then I'll start very soon. Okay, if you guys are ready, alright, please type in the comment that you are ready. I'm Coach, I'm ready, and I will start very soon. Okay? Wow, Milaf is ready, Carrix is ready, Michelle is ready. Nice. Okay, how about the rest? Number 12. Thank you so much for liking and sharing, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay. Okay, those of you, hi guys, I'm one last caller for those of you who have not joined us. I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we are actually doing a free live stream. Okay, we are targeting the O-level students today. We're actually doing a discussion of the 2020 paper 1 questions. Okay, we're looking at questions 9 to 16 to be specific, and then yeah, after we've gone through the game, I'll be sharing with you the solutions together. Alright, yes, Mami, there's a prize. The prize will be a $10 popular voucher. Okay, so those of you who wants to what do you call it? You want to get some new stationeries. Yeah, you feel free to join us and see if you are able to get that popular voucher. Okay, so let's start the game now. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, the game pin, those of you who are with us, the game pin is 5144952. Okay, last call guys. Hurry up, we're going to start the game very soon. Okay, wait, I'll wait. Okay, we're going to start the game very soon. So for those of you who are not joining, who haven't joined us yet, quickly join in. The game pin is 5144952. We are doing the 2020 E-Math Paper 1 together. Alright, there will be 13 parts to it, even though there's like 8 questions, but because some questions have more than one part, so there will be a few parts to it. Can? Okay. Let me know if you guys are ready. We'll start very soon. We have 16 participants at the moment. You guys are free to join. We have 44 people viewing, but only for 14 to 16 participants. Okay, quickly guys, join in the Kahoot and then you stand a chance to win a $10 popular voucher. Sorry, I don't have a sample with me. Yeah, but this is you will definitely be getting the $10 popular voucher if you win this Kahoot challenge. Okay, nice. Let's wait for Shiwa Shari. Okay, maybe I'll go on to the next page first. Shiwa Shari, okay, you can still join us. Okay, those of you who are not here yet, who haven't joined us, the game pin is 5144952. 5144952. Okay, are you guys ready to go? Okay, Ken, I'll wait for you. She was Safari, is it? She was a fairy. Oh, fairy. Yeah. So fairy, I'm going to wait for you. Give me. Hurry up. Oh, Dina, we didn't have live for some time because we took a break during the start of Hari Raya. So that's why we took a break from TikTok for a while. I think for about 2 weeks. And then last week I'm supposed to start, but unfortunately I wasn't well. Okay. Alright guys, so the last call, I'm going to start soon. I'm going to press the starting button very soon. Last call, 5144952. That's the game pin for today. Alright, so let's start. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. Thank you so much, Dila, for asking. So I'm going to start. Okay, are you guys ready? Going to start now. So 3, 2, 1, let's go guys. Okay, first question number 1. Okay, this is actually question number 9. And yeah, it's a 3-mark question in O-level exams. Okay, we're supposed to solve this equation here. Okay, so this is an equation involving algebraic fractions. Okay, so what I suggest you do is, you got 2 options. Either you get rid of the fractions completely from the start, okay, by multiplying by something throughout the whole equation, left hand side and right hand side, or you can choose to combine the 2 fractions on the left hand side into 1 fraction first. Okay, so it's really up to you, whichever approach you prefer. Okay, you can either combine everything into 1, I'm referring to the left hand side, combine the 2 fractions into 1 fraction, and then cross multiply after that, or you can simply just multiply by a constant. Okay, I don't want to say what that constant is now, okay, but to get rid of the fractions completely. Okay, you have about 2 minutes left. Okay, those of you who just joined us, hi, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths. This is our first question, so you're not too late. You can still join us. The game pin is 5144952. Okay, I will be going through the answers only at the end after the Kahoot games are over, because the other time when I tried to toggle between screens, some of you got disconnected, right? Thank you so much guys for following us, Kerix and Kak Kem. Thank you so much for following us. Okay, roughly about 1 more minute guys. So if you are still in the game and you haven't joined the game, now is a good time to join. This is O-level math. We are doing this is a past year question, 2020 E-Math Paper 1. Okay, yeah, so we'll be doing questions 9 to 16 of the 2020 Paper 1. Okay, so if you guys are here, you haven't joined us in the game, quickly join us now, okay, because this is just the first question. There are 12 other more parts to go. Okay. Oh, I think I gave a little bit too much time. Very long. Okay, which means you guys also got more time to answer this question. Okay, be careful with the answers there. There's always the option of positive or negative for both 12.5 and 7.5, right? So, yep. So, Adamus is sharing answers, but we're not sure whether he's correct. So, if you guys want to trust him, if you want to follow his advice, you must do your due diligence, okay? So, yeah, he or she may not be telling you the correct answer. He might be, derailing us. Okay, yep, the correct answer, okay, so Adamus is actually correct. So, yep, the blue one is the correct one. Okay, I'll explain to you how to do this later. We'll just go through the questions first. Then once we're done with all the questions and we've revealed the winner, then we will proceed to go through the questions. Okay, that will be at the end, the second part of the question. Right, yeah, this is actually the 2020 paper 1 question. Okay, are you guys ready for the second question? Okay, this is the 2020 paper 1 question number 9. We're looking at question 10 next. Are you guys ready? Alright, so let's go to the second one. Alright, let's look at the scoreboard first. Okay, honest Achin is first. Okay, if you're honest Achin, you might want to declare yourself in the chat to start to rile up the others to actually also key in the answers as quickly as possible with the most accuracy. Alright, let's move on to question 10, guys. Okay, 10 part A, 10 has 2 parts. Let's do the first part first, 10 part A. Now you're asked to express the quadratic function there, x squared plus 9x minus 4 in the form x plus q squared plus p. Alright, now we have to use completing the square here. Can you guys still remember? This was taught in Sec 3. Okay, or I think the Sec 3 students have already done this as well. So if you're a Sec 3 student, you can definitely do this as well. Okay, hi guys, those of you who just joined us, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we're doing a free live stream. We're actually covering the questions from the 2020 eMath paper 1. Alright, so if you are here, this is just our second question, so you can still join us in the Kahoot game. The game pin is 5144952. Alright, so please do join us in the game because we still have about 12 to 11 more parts to go. Alright, so you still stand a strong chance of winning despite you just joining now. Okay, so if you are here, can you just join us in this live session? Okay. Alright, you guys have less than 1 minute to go. Okay guys, thank you so much for liking the live. Okay, so this is completing the square. Okay, 30 seconds to go, half a minute guys. It was good. I think it was a good opportunity to reconnect with some of my family members who I've not met for a long time. Yeah. How was yours, Dila? Okay, 10 more seconds guys. If you haven't keyed in your answers, this is a good time to do so. 6 more seconds. Okay, yeah, the correct answer is the correct answer is the yellow one. Okay, like I said, I will explain to you the answers, how we arrived to this question here in a while once we are done with all the questions. Okay, so we'll do all the questions first, and then after that, then we'll go through the answers. Alright, so let's take a look at the leaderboard. Any changes there? Alright, Honest Achin is still first. Maybe Honest Achin, after 2 games, you can declare who you are. Okay, Charming Meerkat is a close second. I think just a few points away. So I think it's still a tough fight, guys. So those of you who just joined us, we are doing the 2020 eMath paper 1. You can still join us. This is only the third part of the question. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. You guys ready for the next one? Okay, question 10 part B. Just now was 10 part A. Let's move on to 10 part B. Okay, so I left the answer for 10 part A there. Okay, for 10 part B, you are then asked to find the coordinates of the minimum point of the graph. Okay, the equation is similar to the one in part A. Now, those of you who have gone through completing the square, I think you would know, right, how to identify the turning point after doing your completing the square. Okay, so look at your completed square form, which I've already, even if you got it wrong, I've already indicated the correct one there in part A. See how you can use it to help you find your turning point. Why Turkey, Dila? Why Turkey out of the blue? Yeah. Okay. Wow, good. You guys, most of you, those of you who answered, you got this right. Let's see if there are any changes to the scoreboard. Okay. Oh, no changes there. Honest achieve is still first. Okay. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay. Well, let's move on to question 11A. This is a new question altogether. Okay. Patterns. Okay. This question is on patterns. Okay. I want you guys to study the pattern carefully before we start. Okay, yeah, now you're supposed to find like the formula, the expression, right, for the nth term of the sequence. Okay, so write down the formula for the nth term of the sequence. Okay, observe carefully how the sequence or the pattern actually progresses from 11 to 20, 20 to 29, and 29 to 38. Okay, so I think this is not that difficult considering that you have it's MCQ and you have some options there to look at. Okay, so see which is the correct answer and yeah, quickly tap on it. Okay, you have half a minute left, less than 30 seconds, guys. Oh, what are they doing in Turkey? Are they like celebrating their holiday, or is it a holiday, or is it some? Have they moved to Turkey? Okay. Okay, we got some of your friends sharing the answers. So yeah, you, like I said, if you wanna take their advice, okay, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Okay, yeah. In this case, your friend is right. It's actually the yellow one. Okay, let's like I said, I will explain to you the solutions in a while. I explain to you how we get to the yellow answer in a while. But let's look at 11 part B first. Okay, so it's related to the same pattern problem that we had just now. Okay, not much changes to the top two. Let's move on to the next part B. Okay, this is 11 part B. This one juga got double points, guys. So try to be careful with this one. Okay, because this one here is, yeah, has double points. Okay, so in part B, you are told that the term in the sequence is 335. Now, the question is asking you, what's the position, what's the value of n for this term? Okay. Yeah, so what's the position that will give us the term 335? That's what the question is asking us for. Okay, hi guys, I'm Coach Shakim from MasterMaths. If you've just joined us, we're actually doing the 2020 E-Math past year paper, when we are focusing on questions 9 all the way to 16. Okay, so if you've just joined us, you can still join us in the game. The Kahoot pin is 5144952. Okay? Okay, guys, so what do you think the answer is? Alright, they're asking you to find the value of n for this term. In other words, what they're actually asking for is the position. Okay, the position number that will actually give us the term 335 in this sequence, or in this pattern. Okay. How do I pronounce your name? RXNJI. It's Rense, is it? Yeah. Okay, Renche has been sharing answers. Okay, he's right. It's green. Okay. Like I said, I'll explain to you why in a while. Let's move on to the second question. But before that, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Okay, so not much changes there. Okay, but it's quite close. Actually, the top 4 is quite close. You are just a few points away from each other. So I think there's still a fighting chance. Okay, especially for the top position. Definitely, the top 4 are quite close to each other, and anything can happen. Okay, so just be careful in the next few questions. Right, next one. Okay, this is a new question. Double points. Question number 12. Let's take a look at this one here. Okay, now in this question here, we are told that these three people here, Kim, Pat, and Sin, right? They share a certain amount of money, $285. Okay, and we are told that the ratio that Kim receives to the total amount that Pat and Sin receive is 3:2. Read the question carefully, guys. This 3:2 is actually the ratio of Kim is to Pat and Sin. Okay, so read the question carefully. This ratio here, 3:2, is the ratio between Kim is to Pet and Sin. So Kim is 3 units and Pet and Sin 2 units. Okay, and further they added on with one more piece of information that Pet receives $24 more than Sin. Okay, hi guys, those of you who just joined us, we are actually doing the 2020 eMath paper 1, alright, through a Kahoot game. We'll be going through the answers after the game, but yeah, do join us in the game because you stand a chance to win a $10 popular voucher. Alright, so we're giving out the $10 popular voucher to the winner. Okay, there's only one voucher given out, so to the sole winner of this Kahoot game, you will be getting a $10 voucher. Is it blue? I'm not sure. Maybe it's blue, maybe it's not. Maybe it might be yellow, it might be red, it might be green. Okay, you guys have about 1 more minute left. Do take your time here because there's quite a few components to look into. Yeah, Dila, money, right? Money and accounts. Which is easier, Dila? Math or accounting? Math is easier. Do you do math modules in accounting course? Hi guys, those of you who just joined us, can you guys, those of you who just joined us, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and we are doing the 2020 eMath paper 1, we are at question number 12, we'll be doing up to question number 16. Alright, so we are in the midst of the Kahoot game actually. Alright, those of you who chose the red one, that's the correct answer. Okay, so this one, it's not blue, it's red. Okay, I'll explain to you how we got this answer later on. This is O-level 2020 paper. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Let's look at the leaderboard. Any changes? Wow, still no changes, but still very close. I'm wondering why is there that? Why is it that it's very close, but there's no changes there? Alright, so yeah, so just push on guys, a little bit more, you can start to change the tables already. Okay, let's move on to another question, question 13 part A. Yeah, this is 2020 O-level maths paper. Okay, yeah, I think this one is very straightforward. Okay, just sub in x equals to -2 into the equation and you'll get your answer straight away. Okay, I think this one is super easy. Hi Sultan. Okay, but there will be another question that comes after this. Okay, that one you guys have to stand by. That one will be a bit on making the subject. Okay, so part B will be asking you to make X the subject. Alright, well done. Most of you are able to get this right. Quite straightforward, right? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Again, no changes to the leaderboard. I'm very amazed. This is the first time the leaderboard doesn't change for a long time. Part B, yes. Okay, let's move on to 13 part B, guys. Now, we're supposed to now rearrange that formula that you were working with just now, okay, to make X the subject. So you want X as the only term on the left-hand side, and everything else should be on the right-hand side. Okay, yeah, so be careful here. There are 4 options to choose. The MasterMaths office, how do you know how it looks like? Is it through the social media post? I see. Yep, yeah. It's actually it's a lot bigger than our previous office. Yeah. But it's slightly further from my place. Pros and cons. slightly further, not much difference. Hi guys, those of you who just arrived, can you guys please, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we're actually doing the 2020 EMath paper 1. We're actually discussing the 2020 EMath paper 1. We'll be going through the questions first, and all the explanations will be done after the game has ended. Okay? Alright, yeah, the correct answer is the blue one. And yeah, the difference between the blue and the red is the plus minus. I'll explain to you why the plus minus must be added when we are going through the questions later. Okay, let's look at the next one. So this is the, wow, finally, okay, Meerkat finally made a slight leap up ahead of Honest Urchin. So yeah, but still very close, only 30 points to differentiate between the top two, and Fast Yeti isn't that far behind. So there's still a lot of opportunity for you guys to change the placings there. Alright, so let's look at the next question. This is, I think it's a new question altogether. Okay, we are, I think, about more than halfway through the questions there. Okay, question number 14. So a water tank is 60% full. Okay, so initially it's not filled to the brim, it's just 60% full. Then what happened is that 16%, 1/6 of the water is used. Now, there are now, okay, after using that 16% of the water, right, 378 liters of water is left. Okay, so now we're asked to find the full capacity of the tank. Okay, so this is a percentage problem. Okay, something that you guys have learned before, I think even in primary school and Sec 1, right? Okay, got about 2 minutes left. Oh, thank you so much, Sheng Wen, for sharing the live. Thank you so much for following us as well. If you just joined us, hi guys, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we're doing a free live stream of the 2020 EMath paper 1. Alright, we're currently at question 14. Okay, 5 of you got this right. Wow, this one is a bit, quite a number of you have different answers. Okay, we'll look into the reason why later. Okay, let's move on to question number 15 first. Any changes to the leaderboard? Okay, not yet. Okay, but we'll see how. Let's see what happens in the next one. Okay, the bonus points. Okay, double points here actually. Question 15. Okay, now this one here is a compound interest problem. Okay, we have this person here, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Benas, is it? Benas actually invests $850 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. At the end of 12 years, the value of the investment is now $1,120. Okay, so we are asked to calculate the value of R. Okay, so recall your compound interest formula. Okay, yeah, compound interest normally given in your formula sheet, by the way. Yeah, so if you guys can have access to any previous past year papers or your 10-year series, okay, and you forgot how your compound interest formula, you can just, grab one of the past year papers or your 10-year series to help you recall the formula. Hi guys, those of you who just joined us, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths, and today we are doing the 2020 EMath paper 1. Okay, you can join us. We still have, I think, 2 more parts to do after this. Okay, we're playing Kahoot, and your friends are actually vying for the $10 popular voucher, okay, which will be given to the winner of the Kahoot challenge. Okay, you have about 1 minute left. Yep, there will be two more. Question 16, there will be, sorry, I just remembered. Question 16 has 3 parts. 16A, 16, yeah, I can't remember. Okay, there's 16A, part 1, part 2, and 16B. Yeah, if I remember correctly. So there are 3 more parts to this. Okay, well done. So we have 6 of you got this correct, the green one. Okay, like I said, the explanation will be done later. No changes to the leaderboard. So let's move on to the next question. Question 16. This question 16 has 3 parts to it. Let's take a look at the first part. Part 1. Okay, this is a set notation question. Okay, and you're asked to find the set, you're asked to list down the elements of the set A intersect B. Alright? Oh, another game, not today, Shengwen. We'll be playing another game on Tuesday. That would be for the primary 6 students. Yeah. You can join us on Tuesday again, or if you know of anyone who might be interested, any P6 students, yeah, do ask them to join us at 6 p.m. okay, on TikTok for the live stream. It will be a similar concept. We'll be playing Kahoot, but it will be led by Coach Shahira. Then Wednesday will be for the P5s, P5 maths. Yep, same time as well, 6 p.m. On Wednesday. Yep. And on certain days of the week, on certain weeks, we also have primary school science and Sec 2 math as well. Okay. You have about 10 seconds left. Are you a student, Shingwen? Oh, everyone got this correct. Alright, so this is, I think, quite easy. You all still remember, right? Set for students, set notation is quite new, still quite fresh in your mind. Okay, let's look at 16A part 2. Okay, any changes to the leaderboard? Okay, we left with just 2 more parts. Yeah, so not much, not many parts left. So let's see what's going to happen in the next 2 questions. Okay, now in A part 2, we are asked to find the set containing the elements of A union B, then complement of everything. Okay, you're asked to find the complement of the set A union B. Shengwen, are you a student, Shengwen? Just curious. Tips for stats. What kind of tips are you looking for? Tips. Is there any particular concept you want to ask? Fraction? Tips. Okay. Like for example, if you're looking at statistics, right? There's this standard deviation and interquartile range, right? Yep. You need to know standard deviation and interquartile range. They're actually used to measure. These are 2 statistical tools, right? Standard deviation is one, interquartile range is another one. What do we use these 2 for? Since you brought this up in the same line. Okay, good. We have, yeah, so there's 5 of you who got this right. Well done. Okay, so yeah, I'll explain to you why it's the empty set, the null set in a while. Okay, but let's look at the last question, the 16 part B. Alright, any changes to the leaderboard? Don't have. Wow, but very close. Honest Achin and Fast Yeti, you have one last question. Okay, one last chance to actually overtake Meerkat. Okay, so one last question, guys. This will be the very last one before I actually reveal the winners, and then we'll move on to the answers. Fraction, yes, good, you're right. So SD and interquartile range, IQR, they are actually measures of spread of data. Good. Okay, and then if I want to compare between 2 sets of data, right, like I want to see which group is better in terms of, let's say, results. How do I do it, Fraction? Okay, so going back to 16 part B, this is shaded. This is a Venn diagram that has been shaded. They want you to write down the set, right, that describes this shaded region here. Yes, Prakshan, you're right. Good, good. Yeah. So you know your stuff, Prakshan. That's good. Ladies, man, good in EMAth and bad at good in AMAth but bad at EMAth. Which school are you from, ladies, man? Yeah, AMAth is actually, in my opinion, more standard. The questions are quite standard. But EMAth, right, your teachers can be very creative in coming up with new EMAth questions that you've never seen before. But for AMAth is, you know, after you have enough practice, you realize that the questions looks very typical, very repetitive sometimes. You're scared for WA2. What's going to be tested for your school Prakshan for WA2? Statistics? Have you learned matrices? Set notation, probability? Okay, less than 10 seconds to go, guys. Sets and matrices. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, alright. Okay, so yeah, the green one is the correct one. We're looking at the complement of your P intersect Q. Alright, so that's the one that we're looking for. Alright, so this is the last question. So let's take a look at the leaderboard to see who actually got first. Alright, so just want to highlight to you that we are always consistently giving out a free trial to any one of you. So if you are not a MasterMaths student, do join us for a free trial. There's really no obligation. Just sit through our lesson. Okay, you can choose to join the trial as in person or through virtually via Zoom. Okay, and then once you've gone through the trial session, you can then decide whether you want to join us on a permanent basis or you can choose not to join us. It's fine. Alright, so do consider, if you're not a MasterMaths student and you need help for your O-level preparation for your math, right, you can take a photo of the QR code there and just join us for the free trial. Really no obligations. Just sit down in our class and then enjoy the lesson and see what happens. Panda Pao, how come you're so confident you're fourth place? Okay, let's take a look at let's take a look at the leaderboard. All you guys ready? Okay, in position number 3 we have Fast Yati. So Fast Yati actually maintained kept third all the way. Honest Urchin is second. Well, Honest Urchin a bit wasted, right? You were first for quite a while, quite a long time. And Meerkat, yeah, the moment Meerkat overtook Honest Urchin, yeah, there was no turning back. Alright, so well done, Meerkat. Okay, so before you go, Meerkat, can you take a screenshot of this screen, the podium? Okay, can you take a screenshot of the podium? And then, oh, red is Miss Fasiati. Okay, so Panda Pao is fourth and then red is third. Nice, nice. Okay, have you taken the photo of this screenshot, Meerkat? Okay, if you done ready, because I will need you to actually yes, okay, I will need you to do oh dear, hold on. Okay, can you scan the QR code here? Okay, we want to know, have some details so that we are able to post the voucher to you. Alright, so just scan the QR code. We will be asking for some of your details, I think your address and things like that, so that we are able to post the voucher to you. Have you won the voucher before, Meerkat? Oh, this is the first time. Okay, yeah. So you just scan the voucher. You just scan the QR code so that we are able to have some details to enable us to post to you the voucher. Okay, congratulations once again. Alright. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Kahoot game. So let's go through the solutions to the questions just now. Okay, can I move on, Meerkat? Alright. Okay, let's start off with question number 9. Okay, the reason some of you may be asking, how come it's so weird? How come I start from question number 9? It was because in the previous live session that we did, right, we actually covered questions 1 to 8. Okay, so this week we are moving on to 9 and to 16, about 8 questions with about 11 parts in total. Alright, so yeah, so let's go through the answers to these questions here. Okay, now to do question 9, right? Okay, it's an algebra question. It's an equation involving algebraic fractions. Okay, so what we do here is, there are a few ways to do this. Okay, there are actually 2 ways to do this. I would actually just combine the 2 fractions on the left, okay, by looking at the 2 denominators that I have first. Okay, the 2 denominators are 5 and 4, right? So what I would do is I would actually go and ask myself, what's the LCM of 5 and 4? Okay, anyone wants to share? LCM of 5 and 4. What will be the LCM of 5 and 4? Okay, can you guys type in the chat? Okay, it's actually 20, right? Okay, so which means that for the first fraction, to get that 20 at the bottom, I need to multiply by 4. So multiply 4 to that first fraction there, top and bottom, okay, in order to get 20 at the bottom. And then for the second fraction, we multiply by 5 in order to get the 20 in the denominator. Alright, now but be careful there because of the fact that you have a minus sign outside. Okay, I always tell students, when you have this minus sign outside, be very careful. So put your minus sign outside with the 5 and then multiply it with 2x minus 3. Okay, and this will be equals to negative 3. Alright, so we try to combine the left hand side into one fraction first. Now once you have done this, then I'm going to do 2 things here to speed up my working. I'm going to first simplify the numerator. So the numerator will be 4x, then negative 5 times 2x, negative 5 times negative 3 would give me negative 10x plus 15. Okay, that's what I would do for the numerator. And at the same time, okay, to help me be faster in my working, right, I'm also going to multiply 20 to both sides. Okay, the idea is to get rid of the fractions completely. Okay, so when I do that, what happens is now we have no more over 20 on the left hand side, and on the right hand side you have negative 60. Okay, so when I simplify the left hand side, this will give me negative 6x. Okay, and at the same time, this 15 I can bring to the right. It was positive 15, so when it goes over, it becomes a negative 15. Okay, so negative 6x is negative 75. To get from negative 6x to x, we divide by negative 6, right? We'll do the same to the right. And then that's how we arrive to our answer of positive 12.5. Because you're taking a negative number divided by another negative number. Alright, so that's how we end up getting that answer of 12.5. Okay, so that's for question 9. Everyone okay? Questions to ask? Alright, now if not, let's move on to the next question. Okay, now in question 10 part A, we are then asked to do completing the square here. Okay, so every time you're asked to get into this form whereby there's a perfect square there, this means that we have to complete the square. Okay, and to complete the square, what do we do? Alright, so we have x squared plus 9x. Okay, so the thing to observe is the coefficient of your x, which is a 9. Okay, not the x term. You don't look at the x term, but rather the coefficient of x, the 9. Okay, what I will do is I would add half of that. Okay, we will add a 9 over 2 square. So whatever coefficient of x you have, just add half of that, and then don't forget to square it. Okay, now subtract it away because essentially you don't want to change the value of your expression there. Okay, and then don't forget, just now we had a negative 4, right, at the end, so I'm including that negative 4 right at the end. So in other words, in between this 9x and negative 4, I'm adding those 2 terms there, the 9 over 2 square minus 9 over 2 square. And this is actually to get our perfect square. The first 3 terms here is going to give us our perfect square. This is going to be the square of x plus 9 over 2. Okay, now the other 2 terms we can just punch into your calculator. Okay, negative 9 over 2 square, and then you minus 4. That would give you a value of negative 97 over 4. Okay, you can just use your calculator to help you out. Okay, and that's how we arrive to the answer. I think just now in my Kahoot challenge, right, I wrote it as a fraction. I wrote it as a decimal. Okay, if you want to leave it as a decimal, you also can. I mean, up to you. This is good enough, actually. But if you want to write it as a decimal, then it will be 4.5 square minus 24.25. Okay, yeah, both answers can be accepted. It doesn't matter. They will still mark you correct. Okay, thank you, Y, for following us. Okay, hi, those of you who are just arrived, I'm actually going through the answers. We just finished our Kahoot challenge a while ago. We have the winner of the Kahoot challenge who won a $10 voucher. This is where we're actually going through the answers to see and understand, how we arrived to the answers that we had just now. Okay, now then comes the next part, 10 part B, where you're asked to write down the coordinates of the minimum point. Okay, so there was a reason why they want us to do completing the square, is because after doing completing the square, we can identify the minimum point very easily actually. Okay, whether it's a minimum point or maximum point depending on the nature of the curve, right? Whether it's smiley face or sad face, okay, we are able to identify the minimum point very quickly. Simply to find the minimum point, we will just let this part be 0. Okay, because the minimum value of any perfect square is 0. Okay, we know that this perfect square here, right? Okay, let me just use my highlighter. Okay, this perfect square here this cannot be negative. Okay, this one here definitely cannot be negative. Okay, but the smallest value that it can be is actually 0. So the minimum point happens when your x plus 4.5 is actually 0. Okay, now for that to happen, your x must therefore be 4.5. Sorry, negative 4.5, right? Because negative 4.5 plus 4.5 will add up to become 0. Okay, and when the red part is 0, right, wouldn't you just be left with just negative 24.25? So that would actually be the y coordinate of your minimum point. Okay, so that's how we arrive to the answer of negative 4.5 and negative 24.25 for the corresponding y value. Y negative, which part are you referring to, Vicky? Which part are you referring to, the x coordinate? Okay, because the reason why 4.5 needs to be negative is because it becomes minimum, right, when this whole thing here, the x plus 4.5 becomes 0. And when x plus 4.5 is 0, right, for it to be 0, x needs to be negative 4.5. That's how we get that negative value there. You got it? Yeah, so basically if there's actually a formula that you can memorize, I don't like to do it like this, but if you prefer to memorize, right, then if you have your y in this form, then remember that the minimum point is always has coordinates h, okay, because for your x minus h to be 0, x needs to be h, and your k needs to be, your y coordinate will be negative k. Okay, so yeah, just have to remember to change the sign for your h. Got it? Yeah, the idea is that this part here must be 0 for you to get maximum or minimum. Alright, so let's look at the next question. Let's look at 11a. Okay, so this is a patterns or sequence problem. Okay, whereby you have a constant difference, right? It's those of you in JC, you might learn this as arithmetic progression. Alright, this is a plus 9, plus 9, plus 9. There's a constant difference going from one term to another. Alright, so in such cases, what I will do, there are a few ways to do this. There's actually a formula also. Okay, but how I normally do it is, because there's a constant difference of plus 9, plus 9, plus 9, to find my formula, right, to find my expression, I'll start off with 9n first. So if there's a patterns problem that ascends plus 7, plus 7, plus 7, I'll start off with a 7n first. Okay, now once I've done this, then I ask myself, now to get 11 for my first term, when my n is 1, okay, if I let n be 1, right, at the moment now I only have 9, but I need to get 11 for my first term. So I need to actually increase this or raise this by 2 in order to get that 11. Okay, yep, so then when you realize that when you plus 2, yeah, indeed you'll get 11. So this is actually the formula for your nth term of the sequence. Oh, primary school also learn number patterns? I wasn't aware. Okay, and they have to remember do they have to know like how to get this formula as well? Wow. Okay, my colleague who teaches primary school just shared that, yeah, primary school students have to know. Yeah, in secondary school we only learn this like in Sec 1 or Sec 2, right? Yeah, but apparently primary school students now also have to know this. Okay, things have changed. Vicky, are you a Sec 4 student or? Yeah, that's the formula that I was talking about, Panda Pao. And guess when I learned that formula? I only learned that formula when I was in JC. Okay, yeah, it's the first term. Panda Pao is right. Okay, it's actually the first term. Okay, we normally label it as A, right? Plus N, plus the difference, plus the difference. Okay, in this case it's 9, and then N plus 1. Okay, yeah, so this is like a formula. This is the first term plus the difference times N plus 1. Yeah, that was what I learned in JC. And apparently now the primary school students also have to learn this. Oh, Vicky, you are in Sec 3. So most of the questions that you can do, right? Except for probably stats. Okay, so now that we have gotten the formula, we can actually move on to part B to find the position that will give us 335. So this 335 is the term number, right? So what we can do is this 335, we can equate it with 9n plus 2. And to find out what is the value of n, we just have to solve this equation. Okay, in other words, you'll be finding the position that will actually give you the term number of 335. Okay, so I'm going to minus 2 on both sides. So 9n would be 333. And then when I divide 333 by 9, I am going to get 37. Okay, and that's how we got the answer just now, the 37. Okay? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this was a 3 marks question that we were doing just now. Alright, we were told that Kim, Pat and Sin shared this amount, $285. Now, we are also told that the ratio that Kim receives, right, is to the sum of Pat and Sin. So, what I will do first here is I would probably start off writing like this. Kim is to Pat and Sin. Okay, maybe just put K lah to make things simpler. K is to Pat and Sin is actually 3:2. Okay, now this tells me, right, that this $285 is actually 5 units because Kim gets 3 units and the two of them, Pat and Sin, gets 2 units. Okay, so altogether this one is 5 units. Okay, which means that this 285 is represented by 5 units. Okay, now let's see which one is better to find. Okay, well, we have to find everything anyways. Okay, so let's find out 2 units first. Let's find the sum of Pat and Sin. Okay, so let's find 2 units first, the sum for Pat and Sin. Okay, and to find 2 units, you basically just take 2/5 lah. Okay, of 285. I think this one you all know why, right? Okay, and when you do this, you will get 114. Okay, so this is the amount that Pat and Sin got together. And this helps us to find Kim's amount because Kim's is just 3 units. You can just take the difference lah. 285 minus 114. This gives us 171. So that will be Kim's amount. Okay, now so we know that Pat and Sin got $114. Okay, and what are we told? We told that Pat receives $24 more, right? Now there are a few ways you can do this. You can use the primary school students will use the model. Okay, you can use algebra if you want. Okay, you can let Sin's amount be X. Okay, there are a few ways to do this, or you can just take 114 minus 24 divided by 2, that works as well. Okay, but the idea is that if let's say you want to use algebra, then we know that Sin is X, right? And Pat would receive more by $24. So Pat amounts will be, in terms of X, will be X plus 24. So X is Sin, X plus 24 is Pat. They both add up to 114. This is the total amount that they both got. Okay, so that's how we actually, then you can proceed to find X. So 2X there is just the 24 you can bring over, minus 24 on both sides, that gives you 90, and X is 45. Okay, so this 45 is Sin's amount, we can put in the answer there, and then for Pat, we must add that $24, so that will be 69 for Pat. Okay, and that's how we got the 3 values there. Okay, not difficult, just a bit of work lah. Okay, and that's why it's 3 marks. Okay, any questions to ask? Okay, hi guys, those of you who just joined us, I'm Coach Hakim from MasterMaths. We're actually doing a free live stream. We started off with the Kahoot challenge just now. We were actually asking these questions through the Kahoot challenge, and we've actually got one winner lah. So the winner actually will be getting a $10 popular voucher. And and now what we're doing is we're going through the answers to the Kahoot challenge just now. Primary school teachers are stingy. Secondary school teachers are more generous, according to Panda Pao. Because she says that the primary school like that only 2 marks. Okay, now let's move on to 13 part A. Okay, 13 part A is just a matter of substitution. Okay, so I just give you the answer. This one, most of you were able to get this just now. So the answer is just 0 lah. So very straightforward. Just sub in your x inside. Okay, now to make x the subject, let's focus on that one there. Alright. To make x the subject means that we have to make x as the only thing on the left hand side, and on the right hand side is just everything else. Okay, so x will be equals to something. That's what it means to make x the subject, and you shouldn't have x on the right hand side. Okay, now so what I'm going to do here is let's make 4x squared the subject first. I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to bring 4x squared to the left, so negative 4x squared becomes positive, and at the same time I'm also going to bring y from the left to the right, so the y sign also changes, so it becomes minus y. Okay, now thank you so much for sharing the live. Thank you so much. Okay, really appreciate it. Okay, now then what we do is to make x a subject, we divide everything by 4. Okay, so you can choose to divide individual terms by 4. That is perfectly fine. Or if you prefer, I think if you wish to get the answer similar to what we did in the Kahoot challenge just now, you have to divide everything by 4. Okay, yeah, but like I said, it's okay. If you want to divide individually by 4, meaning you want to take 16 over 4 minus y over 4, you can also do it perfectly fine. Okay, it's correct, nothing wrong there. Just that if you want to write it as a single fraction, you will be doing it like how I do it. Okay, now from there, to actually get rid of the square to get x, right? This is where you have to square root both sides of the equation. And to do that, you have to, we'll square root everything. Okay, 16 minus y over 4. And at the same time, also don't forget, whenever you square root, okay, there must always be a plus. So let me correct myself. Whenever you square root both sides of an equation, there must always be a plus minus. Okay, so don't forget the plus minus. I think just now when you guys were doing the Kahoot challenge, one of you forgot the plus minus, right? So yeah, so don't forget to include the plus minus when you square root both sides of the equation. Okay, in fact, it applies to all even powers, the root of even powers. So if you're taking like the 4th root must plus minus, 6th root must plus minus. Okay, but if it's taking the root of an odd power, powers of 3, 5, and 7, for example, then this one here wouldn't require you to actually put in the plus minus. Hi Lisa, yes, this class is held every Sunday afternoon. Actually, we started off at 4:30 with a Kahoot game. Right now, we're just going through the answers to the Kahoot challenge. Yeah, so do join us next week every Sunday at 4:30 for the O-level live stream. Okay, we also have primary school live stream. Primary school live stream P6 is on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. P5 is on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. as well. We do have, you mean normal classes or live TikTok live stream classes? If you're interested in our classes, right, you can actually, there's actually, give me a moment now. You can actually scan the QR code here. This is actually free, this is actually the link to a free trial session. Okay, oh, TikTok classes. Oh, TikTok classes will be on, oh, I see, Miss Lisa. Okay, so, so you're already a student. Okay, so for O-levels, we do it at 4:30. We start at 4:30 on Sundays. Yeah, may I know which level is your son? Is it an O-level student or is he a primary school student? O-levels, yeah. So we'll be having the live stream every Sunday. Actually, we just resumed. We took a break because of Hari Raya, and we're resuming it again this week. From this week onwards, it'll be at 4:30 every Sunday. Yeah, he's free to join, and if he's good and if he's lucky, he might even win the $10 voucher. Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to see him. What's his name, by the way, Nick? Okay, let's move on to question 14, guys. So last 3 questions for today. Question 14, this is a percentage. Oh, he's Haziq. Okay. I'll look out for him. Yeah, we will also normally give an alert notification through the what's that? Telegram. Yeah, we normally will announce the start of the TikTok lesson through our Telegram channel. Yeah, which you can see at the. Are you following us on Telegram? If you look at the top of the screen there, yeah, you can join us on Telegram, and we will actually give you a notification about 10 minutes prior to the start of the live stream. Okay, moving on to question 14. Now this is a percentage problem. Okay, now initially the tank is just 60% full, and then 60% of the water. Now, so what we're looking at, right, guys, is actually 16% of the water is used, right? That means you are left with 84% of the 60% left, right? Okay, so what's left is actually 84% of the 60%. So let's just copy that down first. 84% of 60%, that is what is left, right? Now, 84%, we all know that percentage means it's over 100, right? 84% is just another way to say 84 over 100. Oh, no worries, Miss Lisa. Thank you so much. Okay, and then off in math is just times. 60% is just 60 over 100. Okay, so when I multiply these 2 fractions together to find, in essence, right, what's the composition of water left in the water tank, okay, this will actually give us 63 over 125. Okay, so this, in other words, right, this 378 liters of water in the tank is actually just 63 out of 125 of the full capacity of the tank. Okay, so what happens here is that, okay, there are different ways to approach this. Okay, one of the ways some students they like this method, okay, whereby they look at 63 units is 378 liters. Okay, so there are a few ways to do this. You can just basically take 378 and then you multiply by 125 over 63, or take 378 divide by 63 over 125, it works. Okay, but this is another way to do it. Okay, so it means that 63 units is 378 liters, and to find the full capacity, right, we're looking at 125 units. Okay, so this will just be 378 divided by 63. This is to find 1 unit, and then of course if I want to find 125 units, I multiply by 125. Okay, so this will give us 750 liters. Okay, so that's how we end up getting the answer to question 14. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Let's look at question 15. Okay, now this is a compound interest formula. So let's start off by copying down the compound interest formula. Okay, so let's write down A equals to P times 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power of N. Now this formula here, don't worry, if you guys don't remember, it's given to you in your O-level exams, in any exams for that matter. Okay, you'll find this as the first formula in the formula sheet. Okay, right at the top. Yeah, I think you need to know this as an accounting student. Okay, now let's fill in the blanks there. Let's replace your A, P, R and N with whatever we can. Now, let's look at the question here. Now, this 850 is the initial amount of investment, right? Now, every time when you have a money problem and you are looking at the original amount of money, that refers to your principal, your P. Okay? Now, the interest rate is given as R% per year. Okay? It's over a period of 12 years, and the value at the end of the investment, the value is 1120. Okay, this is the final value, which is actually your A. Okay, so 1120 will actually be your total amount, okay, which consists of your principal and interest. Okay, the interest itself is, the principal itself is just 850, as I've mentioned just now, right? Okay, the R is an unknown, okay, and the N, okay, because it's compounded every year, that over a period of 12 years, the N would be 12. Okay, there will be 12 compoundments altogether. Okay, so from here what we're supposed to do is we've got to find that R, and to find out what that R is, I'm going to first divide both sides by 850. Okay, so that we have just 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power of 12, right? Okay, and again, to get rid of that power 12, okay, we have to take the 12 root. Just like how we get rid of a square, we have to square root, right? Okay, yeah, so technically to get rid of that power 12, we have to take the 12 root. Okay, don't worry, we can nobody's asking you to do this mentally. So to get this value, you can just punch into your calculator. Okay, by right, it's supposed to put plus minus, but then because R cannot be negative, right, we'll ignore the negative component. Okay, and from here we'll get, okay, let me just punch this into my calculator. Okay, when I punch this into my calculator, what I get would be 1.023253. Okay, so to actually get rid of the 1, we minus 1 on both sides. Okay, and then of course we multiply by 100 to get your R, and your final answer to 3SF, right, would just be 2.33. Okay, so that's how we arrive to the answer, okay, using this compound interest formula. Okay, questions to ask? Question 15. Okay, and finally the last one. Okay, this is the statistics question. Okay, we are looking at the set here, A intersect B. Okay, just a quick reminder again. To do this very simply, I'll just, translate into simple English. Okay, A means inside A. Okay, intersection means an N. Okay, and B means inside B. So you're asking yourself for elements, right, that are found inside A and found inside B. Okay, in other words, you're looking for common elements. So as you can see, what are the common elements? S is common, right? You see them both in A and B. What else is common? We have A, okay, we have R, and we have E. These are your common elements. So S, A, R, and E. Okay, so that's how we do the first part. Okay, now in the second part, part 2, you asked to find the elements of A union B complement. Now A union B complement would be elements that are, okay, so let's do this. Let's look at A union B first. A means, inside A. Union is an OR. B means inside B. Okay, now if I were to ignore the complement, right, it means that I'm looking for elements that are inside of A or inside of B. In other words, I'm looking at everything that can be found in either A or B. They don't have to fulfill both conditions. They just have to meet one of the conditions there. They just have to be either inside A or inside of B. Now, if you were to actually observe carefully, okay, the elements that we have in our universal set, okay, they are found in both A and B. So you have A there, okay, A is there. You have E as well, E is there. You have G, you have I, you have N, you have O, you have P, you have Q, you have R, you have S, okay, you have U. Yeah, all the elements of A and or B, right, are found in your universal set. Okay, so if you're looking at the complement of that set, okay, since all A union B, right, okay, let me just probably write this down. A union B actually would be everything in the set, everything in the universal set. Okay, this means that if I'm looking at the set of A union B complement, okay, to look at the elements that are not inside this set would be an empty set. Okay, since all the elements of A union B are actually the same as your universal set. Okay, so that's why if I'm looking at elements that are outside of this set, there are no elements. Okay, because all the elements are found inside my A union B. All my universal set elements are found inside A union B. Okay, so that's why the A union B complement is actually an empty set. Okay, now let's move on to the last question. Okay, now in the last question here, okay, we're asked to explain the shaded part, right? Okay, I think it's easier to mention about the I think it's easier to actually label the unshaded part. The unshaded part, I think you guys know this region, right? This is the region of P intersect Q, right? I think you guys are familiar with this. Okay, the region here is the intersection of P and Q because they are found inside P and found inside Q. So to find the shaded part, right, it's just the reverse of this. So the answer would just be the complement of P intersect Q. Alright, so that's how we do part B, because the unshaded one is P intersect Q, so the shaded part must be the complement of P intersect Q. Dila, which are you referring to this question here, Dila, or was it the previous one? I think you're referring to the previous one, right? Yeah, okay, the previous part, if let's say you have elements that are not found inside the, let's say some of your, let's say you have an extra element, maybe Z, that was found inside the universal set but not found inside A or B, right? Then this set here, A union B complement, would contain the element Z. Yeah. So if let's say some of the elements of your universal set are not found inside A or B, then that would be, those sets will be found, those elements will be found in the set of A union B complement. Okay? Okay, yep. So I hope I've answered all your questions. I hope you guys have learned a thing about or two, especially with regards to these questions from 9 to 16. Okay, we've covered a bit of algebra, we've covered set notation, we've also covered like percentage, right? A recap on your percentage, compound interest, patterns, simple patterns, yeah. And completing the square. I hope you guys have had a good session of revision for some of your O-level concepts. We'll be doing this every week, hopefully. For O-level math, we are going to have the live stream every Sunday from 4:30 onwards. Okay, so the plan is actually to do it for 1 hour, but I think we went over slightly by a bit, but it's okay. As long as you guys are learning, we're happy to actually provide you with this service. So it's a free live stream. We'll be having the same one next week. So I'm looking forward to see you guys again next week. Alright, Sec 2 Maths will be continuing, but I'm not sure when. It might be this week or the following week. That will be on Saturdays, right, Dila? Do you know what time? I forgot. Is it at 6 p.m.? Yeah, 6 p.m. on Saturday. Yeah, according to Coach Shahira. Yeah, okay, so if you're a Sec 2 student and you want to join us, you'll be on Saturdays 6 p.m. onwards. Primary 6 PSLE students will be Tuesday 6 p.m. and P5 Maths would be on Wednesdays 6 p.m. Alright, so have a good rest, guys. Let's end off the session. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Alright, take care, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Bye-bye.